On the first day of school, the dean smashed a bird's egg on the floor. Then he sternly told the freshmen, "This is how the world works. It's compete or perish, because there will always be another bird ready to take over your nest." He swept the class's report cards onto the floor, saying they were just as fragile as the fallen egg. Those who couldn't compete would be crushed underfoot. This is India's top-ranked engineering university. Every year, 400,000 applicants take the entrance exam, but only 200 are admitted. The dean's own son had been rejected 3 years in a row, but the dean showed no sign of resentment. He took out a space pen and introduced it to the freshmen. A great invention scientist spent millions developing, able to write smoothly at any angle, in any temperature, even in zero gravity. 32 years ago, his teacher had given him this pen, instructing him to pass it on to an equally outstanding student. But in all those years, he had never found someone as exceptional as himself to inherit it. At that moment, Ranch raised his hand. Puzzled, he asked, "If regular pens don't work in space, why didn't the astronauts just use pencils? Wouldn't that have saved millions?" The dean was left speechless by the sudden question and could only awkwardly reply, "We'll discuss that later." But from that moment, a seed of resentment was quietly planted in the dean's heart. Because Ranch had embarrassed the dean, a boy who worked odd jobs around the school admired him greatly. This boy couldn't afford tuition and wasn't allowed in classes, but Ranch told him, "You don't need to pay to attend, just wear a proper uniform and you can move between classrooms freely." He even gave the boy money to buy a uniform. Just like that, a free bird had quietly flown into the dean's carefully guarded nest. In the first class, the teacher asked Ranch, "What is a machine?" Ranch answered easily, "Anything that saves human effort is a machine, like fans, telephones, air conditioners, calculators, even the zipper on your pants counts." The teacher was annoyed by his casual response. Then another student stood up and recited the textbook definition word for word, which finally brought a satisfied smile to the teacher's face. But Ranch wasn't convinced. He argued that his answer meant the same thing but was easier to understand. As students at a top institution, they should learn to think flexibly, not just memorize. This made the teacher even angrier, and Ranch was kicked out of the class. As he reached the door, he suddenly turned back to get something. The teacher impatiently asked what he wanted. Ranch replied with a complex explanation that the teacher couldn't follow. Only when Ranch said he was just getting his book did the teacher completely lose his temper, vowing that Ranch would never pass his course. Almost every teacher found Ranch, this free-spirited bird, unbearable. But each time he was thrown out of class, he would sneak into another one. He was eager to learn anything as long as it was knowledge. Not only that, he was passionate about mechanics and highly skilled with his hands. On his very first night at school, he used a light bulb and wires from the wall to set up a simple conductive device, countering a senior who tried to bully him. After that incident, no one in the school dared to mess with him.